Good.
Well, you had an interesting offseason. You signed the number one free agent, somewhat surprisingly, at least from my perspective, and I think from some others. Was this the guy you were going after, or were you going after anybody particularly?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think when you look at a player of Johnny's stature, he's got to be right at the top of the list. We were looking at everybody. We were also looking at our numbers regarding the cap and budgets and this and that, then where we need help and thinking about different areas. You know, we weren't a big enough team, I don't think, so we had to look at adding some muscle too. And then, you know, you make your list. You do your centermen, your left wingers, right wingers, defensemen, goaltenders of who could be free agents, and then you think about it. With Gaudreau, in our situation, we said, boy, he'd be good for us because he's at that age where he still has a lot of future. You know, it would be an 8-year deal. And then when he announced that he was going to become the free agent to be, we looked at it even harder, did some homework, obviously, about the way he's playing, what he's thinking, kind of guy is, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then when the two sides reached out to each other come free agency time, you have to sit there and think, okay, how many teams are interested? Does he want to go right to the East Coast? Are we being used as leverage? All that type of stuff. And we had some guys that do a lot of homework for us and know the ins and outs of the NHL players because they've been players. And their homework came back real strong. And then once we figured out that he really wanted to come to Columbus, it didn't take long at all to put the deal together with the two parties involved, us and the agent. And we know that Columbus is a terrific city. We know that we're an up and coming team. We know that quality of life in Columbus is as good as it gets. It just is. We know that the redo and we're going to have brand new locker room, weight room, meal area facilities. They're just in the finishing stages now. It's going to be world class. Our practice facility is married right to the big arena. Mm-hmm. It's all good. And then when he decided that, I'm going to go to Columbus, we go, we're happy that he's in Columbus. We know it's going to be a good fit.
Well, hold on. Earlier on, you said, you had to work on your size. And last I checked, Johnny Gaudreau's 5'7".
Yeah, but we'll let this one slide. You know?
So, but does that change your philosophy a little bit again, or do you have to compensate for that?
No, we signed a kid by the name of Olivier, who's an aggressive forward in the bottom of your forward lineup, and we signed Goodbranson, who was also playing in Calgary last year. The homework on both those guys is exceptional. Really good team guys. They'll do anything that you need. Goodbranson in the room with younger players, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know, you check. Is he a good man? Check. Does he work hard? Check. Does he go to the weight room a lot? Check. Does he drag people into the weight room? Check. All that stuff. So we've added size too, and we've added a dynamic forward in Gaudreau. The thing about Johnny that's a little bit interesting is he reminds me of Panarin in some ways. He's a winger that can drive the play through the neutral zone, and not being a center. Centers are usually the guys that carry the puck, make the plays to the left side, right side, coming through the neutral zone. Gaudreau is the type of player that can carry the puck and make the plays as a winger, so he drives the offense pretty good.
And so that raises this question for me. Why isn't he a center? I mean, at this point in his career, you're not going to switch him, but
maybe you never, with that type of thing, is it face-offs? Is it defensive knowledge, reading plays defensively? Generally, centermen are the ones that are the quarterbacks in your defensive zone when the other team has the puck. And he's been a forward, a left winger his whole career, basically. So that's what he is. And we understand that for sure. We're going to try to figure out who he's going to play with. Lion is probably going to start as his right winger. At center, I don't know. We don't know yet. It could be Boone Jenner. It could be the young kid who's now 19, Sillinger. Don't know. It could be Jack Roslovic, who came a long way last year with this hockey club. So we'll just see how all that goes.
You made the big noise with Gaudreau, but very quietly, the Patrick Laine signing was just almost as important, wasn't it?
Yeah. You know what's interesting about him, and it is, he's well liked here in Columbus. When he got his game on a couple of terrors last year, he was good. He got banged up towards the end of the year, and it hurt him a little bit. But one thing though, for whatever it's worth, here's another player that really wanted to stay here in Columbus. He did sign a 5-year deal, not an 8-year deal. And so that gives him another really good kick at it. He's still in his early 20s. And it helps us. He's a game breaker. He's a great player scoring wise. He does a lot of different things. He fit in really well last year. Came a long way. He really liked working with our coach, Brad Larson. So here's a guy that could have said, "Yeah, I'm going to play it out and leave." We got call after call. He wanted to sign. He wanted to stay in Columbus. He loves Columbus. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, the Gaudreau line A combination, is there, and I'm only asking this as you know, an outsider, are there enough pucks on the ice for Gaudreau and line A together?
I think so. You know, Line A's a playmaker too, but he's also a hell of a shooter. So yeah. I do know that Line A talked to Jarmo, our general manager, both Finns, and the Finnish connection. And Line A he said he was so darn excited. He started to shake when he first saw that we got Gaudreau. So hopefully that combination works. Now you need a centerman there too. And if the defense, he may be the type of guy who's really intelligent defensively to let those two guys go do what they do. And it's going to be interesting to see how the power play is going to work. If those two on there, and you have Zach Werenski, who can make plays and great shot at the blue line, along with others, we've got a lot of young players coming in. Boquist would be an example, who came over in the trade for Seth Jones. He is one intelligent offensive defensive power play guy. So we got a lot of young people coming in. Kent Johnson, for instance, he's pretty good with the puck too in the offensive zone. We'll see him play for Canada in the World Juniors, and others. Marchenko's coming here. Some Russian guys. It's a whole bunch of them. So we're in that phase where we have players. Where they're going to play? Who's going to play with who? What young guys are going to make it? That type of thing it's pretty exciting for us. We have a bright future. And then, of course, the draft. We drafted in the first round 2 young defensemen. Jurasek, who's going to play for Czechia in the World Junior, and the Taychuk from Western Canada. He's a fluid skater, good player. So it's exciting for us right now.